I'm walking down the
I do want to say to Donnie and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
Get my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
may not look like you.
look at Donnie.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Mars?
Oh, my heart,
Happy 20th anniversary.
my heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? Donnie.
Letting its glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, and dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting its glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh.
The doctor lived next door to the janitor lived to the reverend and the lawyer. We were together. Now we're just so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Donnie, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it for all the more.
First name's Donnie, last name's Glover, in it to win it for the long haul. Baby, I hope you're doing well out there. All right, all right, all right. Feeling that weather outside? Hard to believe. Can you imagine it? When we were kids, winter was winter. I remember we went camping in the Catoctin Mountains up there with Camp David. And snow had gotten all the way up to my chest. Little boy, about 12. Got home, had 2 ear aches, 3 toothaches. It was cold. It was colder than cold. What kind of logo they got up in here? They're messing up the program. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. So we're winding down for next Friday's event. We have Black Wall Street DMV over in Washington, D.C. at the Army Shoreham, February 3rd. Doors open at 6 p.m. The event starts at 8 p.m. We are doing this in sync with the Dr. Tyrone Taborn's MetaQuake USA. The MetaQuake is all about the metaverse and bringing that technology to people, making sure people are aware of what's happening. I don't know if you have the Oculus goggles, if you're how deep you're into, the VR, virtual reality. That's what Dr. Tyrone Taborn likes to push, and he's pretty darn good at it too. Let me tell you. CIAA is coming up, and a lot of people will be getting ready for that. My man, 500 grand, the cameraman, Calvin Watkins. Sup, brah? All right, so let's go to today's guest, the one and only Ed Hill, BMore Inc. Man, you stole my name, man.
Yes, no, just take it as a compliment, Donnie. You take that as a true 100% compliment.
You say the nicest thing. Ed Hill, what's the word, Waldy?
How you doing, man? Thank you for inviting me to come on. I really appreciate that.
Where you from, man?
Originally, out of New York. Been here in Baltimore since 1994. So I say all my kids are from Baltimore. I am claiming Baltimorean now since I've been here for as long as I've been here.
Can you make a crab cake?
I can make a crab cake. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we got one of the best crab cakes at Friends Grill when we have it.
Crackers or breadcrumbs?
You can, I do both, but I prefer crackers, to be honest with you, because I don't like the store-bought breadcrumbs. I prefer crackers.
My mother would take saltines,
Mm-hmm.
mash them up.
Absolutely.
I put a little Worcestershire sauce in there.
Once again, yep, no doubt.
Worcestershire sauce.
But I always say that we always there's a little kick. So there's mine have a little caught in your throat kick where you go, and so we don't tell what that is, but we kind of put a little kick in there.
The big mamas across Baltimore put an ingredient in it that they don't sell in stores.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know what that is. You gotta tell me what that is.
It's called love.
That I can believe that. My mother made it real clear. Anything I cook, she said, if you're mad, don't cook it. Yeah. So.
Why she say that?
Because she said, we've had, Donnie, I've been in the restaurant business for years, and she always told me that you can taste food when people are mad immediately. So, in my household, my moms and pops, it was many a nights we ate out.
My mother stopped cooking around the time I was about 15. She said, that's it.
That's it.
I'm cooking on Sundays.
Right.
This is going to last you through to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You're on your own.
Yep, absolutely.
That's when I learned about Smoot Sub Shop. That was long before your time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Smoot Sub Shop. If y'all remember Smoot Sub Shop on North Avenue, send me a holler. We've had some great restaurants over the years here in Baltimore. The restaurant business is tough, man.
It is. I go back to how do you keep, I know this is not what we call it talk about, but how do you keep them going on? I think from an economy standpoint, that whole field of hospitality can always be a way to employ those individuals within Baltimore. And a lot of restaurants that I found just doesn't have the capital to withstand a lot. You think especially what happened with COVID, just the constant buying power. One of the things I've always wanted to try to put together the true Black restaurant consortium where that buying power is real. You have a lot of restaurants, you got Tony Randall over there with Next Phase, you got Darker Than Blue, there's just so many different restaurants throughout that if we just took our buying power and make sure we all going to sell the same thing, we all selling chicken wings, we all selling, like we should be able to come and dictate the prices that we pay, which at least bring the cost of our food down, which will at least keep us in business a lot longer. So I'm hoping to see that really transpire over the years.
It takes teamwork.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like I said, and I talk to these gentlemen, on a regular basis. There is no competition. I think when the more that we have more restaurants and more takeout, that speaks to the employability of Baltimore. And why can't we have an Atlas Group?
Yeah, because so let's just give ourselves some credit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Black and in America and you're not in the penitentiary, I want you to give yourself 50 points. And let me tell you why I say that. This country is only 5% of the world's population, but we have 25% of the world's inmates, and half of them are Black. Black women are the fastest growing demographic. So if you are a Black person in America and you ain't smacked the monkey crap out of somebody and ended up over to jail, give yourself 50 points this morning. Just for keeping your cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you got a Black restaurant, you got to give yourself another 20 points, because I heard a preacher once say, you have the Holy Spirit when you help empower others.
Hmm.
You have the Holy Spirit when you help empower others. You know, Ed Hill, some of us wouldn't help Jesus.
That's
We
deep.
sit up in church, we read Bible verses. I remember, you know, I don't play with church people. I remember going to church, you sitting across the aisle from people all morning, praise the Lord, hallelujah, pass the plate. And then at the church, you go walking up the hill home, and they ride right on past you. You ain't my damn brother. You ain't my Christian brother. No, but imagine if all of the black restaurants bought their sugar.
Mm-hmm.
They all bought sugar together. Sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if all of the black restaurants bought all of their chicken
Mm-hmm.
wings
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. Mm-hmm.
from the same place, a collective buying agreement.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been up Bel Air Road?
Mm-hmm.
Bel Air Road's got more black beauty salons than anywhere you've ever seen on God's green earth. What if the black beauty salons on Bel Air Road bought their hair?
Let me watch this. It's so funny you said that.
Bought their hair from the same place.
A friend of mine is actually trying to get into that whole wholesale business as it pertains to black hair. And I'm going to give you what happened. He went to the convention in Atlanta. And when I say that he walked through, and this is a place where every time you spend $100,000, they ring a bell for any company that was spending $100,000 in hair products and what's the name. All around this whole convention center was black beauty women on the walls, everything else. Do you know who all the buyer was?
Koreans.
Asians. That's right. And he's breaking the market. He opened up a spot in Memphis, but he had to pay a lot of money. 2, he had to take a lot of trips over there. And 3, they still didn't want to marry. Huh?
They don't want you up in there. They don't want. We're not your friends.
That's right.
You are food to them, literally.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So he's pushing that market, and when I say him and his wife, they're a true power couple. I mean, and he had to spend. I mean, he was general counsel at Target. They're really pushing hard to get into this industry, and it's not easy.
There was a group, and I'd have to find out if they're still around, called BOBSA, Black Owned Beauty Supply Association. Started out on the West Coast, kind of like Black Wall Street USA started out on the West Coast. And they were about informing us about the beauty industry, how much money we spend.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the tragedy. I remember a little boy asked me once, Donnie, why are you always talking about Black history? Let me tell you why, little boy. Who started the black beauty industry?
Well, I don't know who started it.
I'm going to tell you who started it.
Yeah.
One of the pioneers was Annie Turnbow Malone.
Okay.
Out in St. Louis. Come on, Ed, you're looking a little distracted.
Yeah, just somebody hit me and I wanted to make sure I had this. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go.
Okay, this CNN. Give us the same respect. We'll put you out there with okay. But imagine the power therein if we just work together, man.
Yep, agreed.
It's always like competition, but a black woman, Annie Turnbow Malone. Now everybody know Madam C.J. Walker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That when
she wasn't the original pimp. I'm trying to give you the history.
Right.
Annie Turnbow Malone put her on. Okay. Some people would say Madam C.J. went over there and clipped the idea. So I just want to give you the source.
Right.
Like, a lot of people know about Tulsa's Black Wall Street, but they have no idea about Maggie Lena Walker. Maggie Lena Walker was the first woman, beautiful black woman, the first woman of any race to charter a bank. in Richmond, in a place called Jackson Ward. So you had Tulsa, you had Richmond, and then you had a third Black Wall Street. These are officially recognized as Black Wall Streets. Durham, North Carolina. Durham, North Carolina. You can read all about it in I Am Black Wall Street. But in Durham, do you know what the anchor institution was?
I do not.
North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, one of the oldest Black life insurance companies in the country, if not the world. So I just want to give us some credit because, you know, it's challenging. We forget that we are, they tell us we're 13%. I know we 15%. So say we like almost 20% of the country. Despite racism, despite the ugliness of people who can't stand us for whatever sick, demented reasons that originate in themselves, we have accomplished so much. You ever think about that? We are like outnumbered. But there would be no America without your pretty face. There would be no baseball. It'd be boring. Football, basketball, food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it killed me when I see all of these Shea Wattays today, the chefs. Come on, man, who was cooking? Who was cooking?
Yep.
Your great-great-grandmama and mine, too. Because remember, the Pilgrims gave them people corn. I mean, the Indians gave the Pilgrims corn. And the Pilgrims gave them smallpox. And took their land. So that's where we are. We ain't doing bad. I give us a lot of credit. They lock so many of us up because a lot of people are scared of us. And they're scared of karma. So if you're scared of karma, then stop treating people greasy. But they don't. I got a question for you. Then I want to ask you about your fraternity. I got a question for you. Has racism stopped you?
You know, I haven't even thought about that, and I would never
This
make.
lady hit me with that this week. I had to think about it. No, it didn't stop me, but it gave me a lot of unnecessary damn barriers.
Yeah, it gave you some speed bumps, you know, but
yeah, you can give them speed bumps.
Right.
So when the Caucasian lady gets in my alley and I tell her get out and she calls me the effing N-word, I'm like, what's your excuse? You had a 400-year head start. But she can still take her dusty ass, clean up, go to treatment, and come out and be somebody's supervisor. But that's America, that's racism. Has racism stopped you, Ed Hill?
No, I don't think racism has stopped me. Like I said, I think it put those obstacles in place, but I also believe those obstacles allow you to get a hell of a lot stronger and allow you to deal with more. You know, we have the ability to deal with so much more than a lot of our counterparts. And I just say that I think it made me stronger.
You call it speed bumps? My man here called it, said they put up some mountains.
Yeah. But like I said, I think it's like I said, we all know it exists, but I can't focus on that, and I won't allow that to be my crutch in anything I do. So, but it's there, and everybody knows it's there.
What else did your mama teach you? I watched the way you take care of your mama. You know, you keep her a part of all that you do. What else did she teach you that you can share with us?
I think that everybody knows the golden rule: do unto others as you want them to do unto you. She lives by that. She's always taught me that. She said, even those that you feel that may do you wrong, you just sit there and pray on them and keep right on going. And so I don't have a vindictive bone in my body. I can get angry, but it won't be angry for long. And she's like, you know, you're meant to do anything. You know, your mother's always put those things in your mind at a young age. You can be anything you want to be.
My mother said, "Don't come in here crying."
She said, "Yeah, I ain't hear that one."
You didn't hear that one?
I hear that one.
Don't come in here crying, meaning you got to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I was a little teeny, about 3 years old, corner Patterson Park in Landville. You got to fight.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Don't come in here crying. You ain't get that one?
Mm-mm. She'll send me back out there. She wouldn't.
Same thing.
Yeah, so she was. Like I said, she was like,
Same
"Go ahead."
thing.
You won't say you'll come here and cry, but she'll send me right back out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was East Baltimore. You had to fight over there, bro. Get over to West Baltimore, cat want to stab you and shoot you. East Baltimore, you got to put them up. Are you ready for this CIAA? What you got coming up?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first year, as you know, it was and it's so funny. You said a lot of things in the last segment and don't even realize it. But so the first year when we had CIAA, you have to give Jack Young some credit for actually going and courting
all the way from East Baltimore. Man.
And courting that group to come to Baltimore. And
thank you, Mr. Mayor, Bernard Jack Young, East Side's favorite.
Yeah. And what was funny was, you know how you go to a place and realize that no matter how much money you spend, they still treat you like, shit. They still don't treat you the way you should be treated.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And what and you got to give it to the CIAA. They just chose. They said we will not be treated like that anymore. And no matter how much, that's right, down the show. And so, there was a lot of people who were, who was not feeling the fact that they were bringing it to Baltimore due to the colder weather, the openness that you get in Charlotte. It really, and then if you remember, it was right on the heels of COVID. So everybody wasn't sure what the event was going to be like. And so you had a lot of people unsure of should they do certain events, should they even have events, and I thank the fact that they did take that chance to bring it to Baltimore because it brought a lot of revenue to the city. I thank for chance that they just signed on for another 3 years. So thank you, current mayor and current administration for making that happen, and thanking CIAA for coming back. And then I think they did it right. I look at, the downtown partnership, all the different groups that's involved to make sure that by bringing it to the city, that they created a inviting atmosphere for events to happen. And not only did CIAA making money, so is the city making money. And so that first year, one of the things that I had always had everybody knows that in 1911, two really great organizations were founded, both Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi, and then my organization, which is Omega Psi Phi, was founded. We wanted to throw something where we, one, highlight the different community causes within Baltimore, but then also identify some of the things that we do as organizations. And so we started what we call the CIAA 1911 Party, and it is combined.
It's not a liquor brand.
No, it's not a liquor brand. And so
1911 has a meaning.
Yes, 1911. And so what we did was we threw our first one, and BMore Inc. was help spearhead bringing all the different chapters involved in this Baltimore metropolitan area. So the Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi for the Baltimore City alumni chapter, Pi Omega, which is Baltimore City, Theta Mu Mu chapter, which is
I know Pi Omega. They gave me an award.
Theta Mu Mu, which is Baltimore County, and Tau Pi, which is Columbia. And so what was really good was that BMore Inc. was able to bring the leaders of these organizations together and really focus on having a 1911 function. Now, last year, I'm going to be just as transparent as I can, Brother Glover, that, it was a hot mess. And I say that was we had so many varied level of VIP experiences. And what you just said was I put all of this together, and literally that week my mother passed away. And so the week of that event, literally I was in a fog. I wasn't even here. It was just it was terrifying. It was and that
know that,
yeah, and that's what happened during that week. So all those individuals that did come out that week, yes, I apologize for how the event. It was for those that weren't VIP, they had a successful event. For those that didn't,
Ed, I did not know this.
yeah. So we're doing it again. Thank you.
I'm a 37-year veteran.
Really, it's
You had
powerful.
your mama how many years?
83, 84. So
No,
yeah.
you had her.
I had her for 57, 56 now. So
that's the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people ain't get a mama at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You took great care of her, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what occurred.
Wow, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So this is a year later. How you coming along?
I'm good. You know.
Oh, come on now. You know what fine is? Fine is F-I-N-E. F'd up, insecure, neurotic, and I just want to tell you, man, they are with us. We will see them again. And after you get over the initial sting, just know they don't want you sad 1 minute.
Right.
We will see them soon enough.
Yep.
We gotta enjoy the here and now because they good.
They're good. Yeah.
They're good. They come by and give us a little message every now and then. You might see a dragonfly. A sister told me, Micheline, we're gonna give Micheline an award down in DC next Friday. Micheline told me dragonflies are representative of the ancestors. A dragonfly looked like it would wear somebody's hind parts out, but you never heard of nobody getting bit by a dragonfly. Not ever.
Ever.
They always look like they would tear something up.
Mm-hmm.
I was told they the ancestors hovering over you. Make sure you stay safe.
That's deep.
So tell me about this party, because we're about to transition up out of here. Tell us all the details.
Absolutely. So, but like I was saying, so one of the things just that was a learning experience. So literally, we're going to get it right this time. We didn't sell a bunch of VIPs. We only have 20 tables for the whole. So we're doing it at one of the most beautiful old Gardells, which is the 1840 Plaza, and it's right there, right off President. It's 29 South Front Street, and it's on February 25th.
Is this your building?
It is not my building, but one day.
You want that building?
Of course, one day. But so let me just tell you. So it is literally right there. It's probably one of the premier wedding locations in Baltimore, and it has a full courtyard. So we have a cigar vendor. We have 3 levels: first, second, and
cannabis blend up in there. Everybody smoking weed is legal. Bring some of that. This right cheer, put some of that this right cheer stuff all the way from
it's tolerated now. It's not legal yet, so stand by.
Oh, it's tolerated. I saw him smoking weed in front of the police yesterday.
It's tolerated, not legal yet.
They might as well.
So what we have, like I said, we have DJ Tons on the first floor. We got pork chops.
Oh, y'all got Tons?
And so we have one of the things that we're doing this year is we're making sure that we have a complete separate entrance and experience for our VIPs. We have them on. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Why don't you go ahead and finish? Then I'm gonna tell you my pet peeve.
Okay, and we have vendors already lined up at the place. We're actually doing a nice chill out on the 4th level, and like I said, and we're keeping the count low, which means we're only going to sell 600 tickets, and then we're going to cut it off at that. And so we're going to make sure that this year it is, and we're keeping the price at a very low $50 to get in. And really, I could say right now we're probably in the range of already halfway there sold. And the organization that we're actually supporting, and I think you'll be proud, is the Chu Smith Empowerment Foundation. I'm working with Charles Chu Smith to make sure we get his development project up and running, which is right there in Greenspring. So that's what we highlight. That's what we're highlighting, and that's what we're about. Yep.
Long before you came to Baltimore, or long before I met you, let me say, I have this pet peeve of VIP parties long before yours.
Okay.
Because I thought in all of this CIAA, especially last year, VIP. Are we missing something? The VIP, in my mind, are the kids of Baltimore.
You hit it. So wait a minute. So when I say VIP, it is
because some of these people they get into that Jack and Jill paper bag.
No. Let's make it clear because I think
we ain't into all of that.
This everything we're doing is, and if you notice, everything that we do is for Baltimore City. BMore Inc. as you see just by what I do.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about Black people and the
concept. I'm talking about this. Let's make it clear. This event is not a VIP quote unquote event. This event is.
I just want you to know, I'm personally not impressed when I hear the term VIP. It really makes me want to. It causes me.
I'll make sure. I will keep your VIP pass for this event if you want me to.
This is why, because everybody, when I throw an event, everybody's a VIP.
Absolutely. But there's a difference.
Some people go. I done seen them.
What you mean?
I've been to these jazz concerts and they got the first 100 chairs roped off. What's all that crap about? Like I'm in the elite. Oh yeah. I'm in the elite crowd. I mean, the same ones head all stuck up in the air. As soon as their ass get caught on TV for stealing 15 grand, now they everybody friend. Oh, look, pimp, I thought you was a VIP.
Right.
But we want
Johnny, I wouldn't even argue with. I wouldn't argue on that. That's a valid point. And I never even thought about it like that.
We don't like poor Black people. We don't want nothing to do with poor Black people. We want to be VIP. I escaped the hood. I live in Carroll County. I've arrived. And that's why I want to say, make it real clear to all of these Black elected officials. If you don't do your damn job, we will vote your ass out of there quicker than a Baltimore speed camera. Local, state, federal, we don't care. Stop playing on Black people. I'm so and so. I'm so and so. Whatever. Do your damn job. I rest my case.
Case taken. Understood. So
go ahead. I cut you off for that.
No. Like I said, if you ever want to see what we're doing, please go to 1911party.com. It'll show the venue. It'll show everybody involved, and it'll also show what we're trying to do within the community with a lot of the functions that we do. So
here's a question for you, Calvin.
What role did it play?
We create culture. I think if there's one thing that we as a community create, it's culture. Look at the Asians. You can't watch any Asian videos and not see some Black moves. Whether it's out of East Africa or East Baltimore or East New York. That culture, people want to take our stuff and suck it up and use it. But what do we own? What do we own, Ed? What do we own? There will be no big time contracts with it. Free agency in baseball, had it not been for Kurt Flood, be no free agency in football because they followed a year later. But as much as we build and fight and create in this country, then they come with some toss of Black Wall Street and burn it to the ground. How do we survive in this country where race is always an issue?
You're putting a valid point. I don't respond to questions like that. When you say how do we survive? I mean, we've been surviving.
How do we grow?
How do we grow? How do we grow? And I think, I believe, I believe is getting away from the crabs of a barrel, really supporting one another. If everybody understood the resources that we have by combining, and I think we started off when I was saying, that Black Restaurant Consortium, that group that really come together to do a comment for our particular areas in our neighborhoods. I really believe that you have not arrived if you're not bringing everybody along with you. You have not arrived if you have not created a air of relationship building to understand that it is your duty, it is your responsibility to make sure those individuals that are that need that help are getting that help. And so, I think we will continue to, our people will continue to rise, but for us to grow, it's really important that we recognize what our role in this overall ecosystem is and how we can actually contribute. Like I said, I'm a server. I am, my job is
Looking at the
service.
money, Ed.
So
And we generate $1.6 trillion in annual disposable income, but we spend so much of it at other people's spots trying to impress people who don't even like us. We spend money trying to be welcomed and embraced by people who clearly, and I'm not making a blanket statement, but we change our whole stilo just to fit in with those guys. But we won't even love our own brothers and our own sisters. I wanted to tell you, man, I don't know if I ever told you the story. The reason I love Omega Psi-Phi, now I never pledged because I'm very African, but that's another philosophical conversation. But I remember at Mondawmin Mall, the year had to be 1977. And I saw these cats walking through like soldiers. Whoa, whoa. They had the green fatigues on. I'm like, what is that? And that was Omega Psi-Phi. Only fraternity I had seen in my short little 15 years coming through my community. They apparently were coming out of Coppin State. And they were up Mondawmin. And that ain't a bad, if you up Mondawmin, you can get stuck up at any time. These cats coming through looking real militaristic and organized. I didn't know what a fraternity was. Is that same level of service in the brothers today? Because I see cats, they got Omega everywhere, or the Masons. I ain't gonna let up on them. Back in my dad's day, you see a cat with one ring on with the G on it. Now cats got jackets, gold chains. And that ain't even what it's about. It's supposed to be about service, I thought.
And like I said, I know the individuals that I deal with is 100% about service. I think there's a lot of things that you
come on in. Some of them cats joined the frat because they couldn't get a girlfriend.
Okay, I can't speak on that, but I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this.
That other group you mentioned, what's the one with the candy canes?
The Brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi.
I saw some cats join the Kappas because their daddy joined their daddy's daddy, but they don't know a damn thing about service.
You have, and you got to look at those individuals that came during the time that these organizations were founded, and you look at what was going on during that period and what the need was. The needs right now are so much. One. The needs are, there's still major needs out there. And I can honestly say the individuals that I continuously associate with that I associate with still believe in, I'm my brother's keeper, each one teach one, and working within the community to make sure things happen. In everything.
It should be like the Nation of Islam, because if a brother get out of line, 6 or 7 of them Fruit of Islam will knock on their door. Brother Glover, we need to see you outside, please, sir.
Like I said, I believe that that we are still striving as an organization that, like I said, 102 years old, founded in 1911. We're still doing a lot of the service, and you can go to a lot of our individual websites and see some of the things in those communities that we're actually, and people that we're actually touching. And you have to also realize that it's not necessarily what you do within an organization. It's really what you do as a man, period, You may not see some of the individuals do things within the organization per se, but they have leveraged the resources within the organization to make sure that they are handling a lot of things in the city. There's a question: is what issues are you addressing with your organization? We have a lot of things as it pertains to fatherhood mentorship initiative. We made that part of our mandated programs, where a lot of chapters are actually looking at how do we mentor young men, young fathers, and playing that role, because we believe that that's a key role within the community and the success of our communities, and a lot of investments in making sure that happens. All of our
You dogs got a reputation for loving the girls.
I will continue to let you say that, but like I said, there are a lot of Omega men that
Come on now, kids. Hey,
Right.
hey, the Omegas, why must I be like that? Why must I? And so what I'm getting to is, and you can't brush over this, you can't gloss over fatherlessness. And so, in other words, this is where I'm going. Yes, brother, I'm glad you like girls.
right.
Amen.
Amen.
But now that you're with this woman
Mhm.
and you have a baby, let's take care of that baby.
Let's do it. Let's
What
make
we
sure
have in our community is a lot of people who make babies and don't raise their babies. Fatherlessness. These young boy got killed, man. 15 years old, Forest Park. Yesterday. 15 years old. The night before was a basketball game or something. Killed over a basketball game? Where's the boy's father at, Ed Hill?
And then where's the value of life? I mean, that's
where's his father?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that.
I tell you what, these cats going to prison for a long time. In my day, it was only a few cats who did crimes at 13, 14, where they just coming home now. But now, it's almost the norm. You gone, son, for 40 years. You can't claim to be nobody's political prisoner. You killed somebody. Eric Byrne ain't playing. Ivan Bates don't look like he playing. But it takes also the police. Police are still working under the consent decree, and they can't get anything done. It's that kumbaya approach. Sir, get off the corner, go to hell. Okay. And hey, before Freddie Gray, sir, don't be here when I come back. Because if you are, you going down to bookings. I know a young man right now, he's been over diagnostic 4 years. He hasn't even gotten his sentence. Broke law, charged with rape. And then, black women are the fastest growing demographic. These are the hardcore issues in our community. We getting locked up. And it is not a badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor. Don't tell nobody, yeah, boy, I just come home, boy, off a bit. What? Clearly, you didn't learn anything. Is that all we got to reference? Is that our point of reference? Diagnostic, Jessup? So many brothers I know, man, got a jail story, got a prison story. Calvin, know, cats we grew up with. Some cats were scared to come home. They've been locked up so long they're scared to come home. What's the subway? How do you scan? A sister was on here talking about it, Gwen.
Wow.
She got violated because she didn't know how to use her smartphone to check in. She got violated. They sent her back because she didn't know how to work her phone. It's a cruddy world when it comes to black people. But if the perpetrator is Caucasian, it's all kinds of excuses. Oh, well, Annie didn't understand. Well, Annie couldn't figure it out. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Okay, let's plug this event. Because you seem
No,
like
no,
I done
no,
saddened you or something.
no. You're hitting on some. You're hitting some valid stuff, man. I mean, it touches me. Just how do we? Even when you feel like you're making a difference, you're still not making a dent. And so it's just
We gotta
so many.
deputize your success stories. See,
Mhm.
everyone that you mentor, everyone that you've been doing this, I've known you what, 15 years or so, up Garrison Boulevard,
Garrison Boulevard.
wherever. Everybody you help, they are charged with paying it forward.
Mhm.
See, we got to a point now, I don't owe nobody. Let me tell you something. I love Morgan, but I hate Morgan at the same time. Let me tell you why. You got professors up there that don't give a goddamn about their students. They're always on down in Annapolis begging for money, but I know how they treat students at Morgan. It's despicable. Bachelor's, master's, and PhD. You get black people over there, I'm so-and-so. Just like the VIP parties, I'm so-and-so. Lady, you been in this position 30 damn years. You ain't passed the ball yet. But they always on TV, we need more money. And then when I look around Morgan's campus, I'm seeing fewer and fewer black people.
Oh, really?
Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Are we abusing black?
That's deep.
Are we abusing black? How much can we cash in on black without actually being black and serving black people? Harriet Tubman. Why Harriet get the big piece of chicken? Why they jealous of Harriet Tubman? She freed 1,000. Well, she get to sleep in the bed. That's us, ungrateful ass people.
So
Harriet get the big piece of chicken because she took the biggest risk.
Mm-hmm.
She had her freedom and came back to get your dumb ass. You know, she went back to get her husband and he took up with another woman. She should have kicked them both in the damn head and left them. That's why she hooked up with Davis. That was a younger boo. Only on Black USA. I love me some Harriet Tubman. I wish somebody would talk smack about it around me.
Mm-hmm.
Harriet Tubman did a hip toss on the dude, put that Colt 45 in his, he running his mouth. Harriet, I don't believe you know where you going. She did a whoop, 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 put that 45 in his mouth. Shut up, punk. Okay, Rhonda got some questions for you.
So, like I said, you say, who are we mentoring? So one of the things that, and I could speak from multiple facets of my point. One, with BMore Inc., we work with individuals that want to get into the field of hospitality and technology. My background is truly an IT professional. So I deal with individuals that, substance abuse individuals, people that just came home, and veterans. And so we have programs where my whole program with BMore Inc. is to really create a system where we have the businesses and operations to train and then hire. So if you know of anybody that wants to get into that field, then we need to do it. And then you say, stop-ish talking what we do, have to fix it.
Get talking what we do, have and fix it. I think she was saying, I think it's more of a comment that we have to be proactive in our approach. Rhonda Gaines and I went to the Poly Western Complex back in the day. But she is about getting in the street. And Rhonda, this young man is all about, he wouldn't be on the show if he was faking the phone. So he's up on it, Rhonda. Come on back, Ed. Take that look off your face.
No, yeah. You know, I was getting ready to the fence.
You got the New York Knicks look on your face. Like, hold up. I'm crying.
Stop talking shit. And I was like, I'm in these streets every day, all day.
Actually, you are. Let's plug your locations.
Certainly. So own a bar restaurant that hires the unhireable right there at Friends Grill, which is 737 Carroll Street, right by the stadium. Also have a location where I call it my educational training hub, right there on 4 South Central, between right there on Central Avenue in Baltimore and Watson. And so those are the 2 locations that I work out of. And also I work for, I'm an IT professional by trade. So I work during the day for an educational company.
And you gave us a studio to do this show before COVID, 8 years ago.
Yep.
About 8 years ago, up on Garrison Boulevard. It was a hell of a hike for me. I can just do this right down here in my dining room there. But you provided a space, and we brought. Who was that interview? We had Helena Hicks up there.
That's right. Yep. So, like I said, and one of the things I always say for shows like yours, and the whole training of technology, I would love to see a lot more of our brothers and sisters behind the camera, really learning how to work the camera, how to work all of those systems, both audio and visual. And so, if I'm trying to put together a strong team to be able to get those, you don't need to be in the video. You need to be the one shooting the video, because that's when you have all the positions and jobs on a regular basis.
And you gave my god sister her start in media. I haven't seen baby Oprah in a minute, but she's taking care of her mama. But little baby Oprah, you can't tell her nothing. I remember she went from there to there.
Right.
At first you're like, oh, I can't do it. Now you can't get it from in front of a camera.
So, once again, Donnie, thank you for the opportunity to even come to your audience and kind of let them know what we're trying to do or what we are doing, and hoping we can make some more things happen. And I keep saying this, that you're going to hear a lot about the Chew Smith youth empowerment, and I really hope you get him on, because what he's doing, it's just powerful.
He's been on here several times.
Okay, good. That's because he, like I said, that is one of the most passionate brothers that I've met from Baltimore, and just.
I'm surprised he came back to Baltimore City. He initially wanted to build a spot out in Woodlawn when I first met him over a decade ago. But he loves Baltimore.
He loves Baltimore. I mean, he loves Baltimore.
Munir loved Baltimore, but Munir said he's taking this program to the county because Baltimore don't do right by black people.
Really?
James Dixon having a problem over there with his restaurant. Black restaurant in a majority black town, and he gets shut. He can't have outdoor events.
Yeah, I know he's working on that. Yep.
Ain't nothing to work on. Open the damn thing. We 63. And so you know what that says? We don't have no power. We got all these black elected officials, but no power. Power is open that man's damn restaurant for you be unemployed. That's some Marion Barry acts. That's what we need. See, we got too many of these poo butts running around who didn't have no daddy. See, when you had a daddy in your life, there's a time to be strong. Strong ain't always, sometimes strong is supporting your woman. That's strong. But other times, strong is taking the lead. Let me make the phone call. Ed, make that phone call. Drop it down. Hey, Ward 8, boom, 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 boom. We're going to be right here. Fix this right now. 6 o'clock. Chop, chop. We done got solved. See, that's what happened when you get integration.
You go into a whole nother. You move.
It's all connected, bro.
That's where it is. That's where it begins.
We done got solved. Integration, we got solved. We stopped fighting. We stopped standing up. We've arrived. Our kids don't even know the struggle.
It's deep.
It's real. We just had Martin Luther King holiday. That might be the only black person in history. Some of us, we don't know about Tom Smith. Tom Smith ran the numbers before Willie Adams in Baltimore, largest contributor to the Democratic Party. Back then, it was the Republican Party. Tom Smith was the richest black hotelier in America. Tom Smith, Maryland State Archives, lived in the 6600 block of Ricerstown Road in the early 1900s. This ain't new to us. We ain't new to this. We true to this. But we don't know our story. We let other people try to tell us, for instance, that all black people came from slavery. That lady we had up your spot, Helena Hicks, explained not all black people were descendants of slaves. There were free black people. Not all Caucasians were free. A lot of Caucasians were indentured servants and slaves. But America paints this dismal picture, and we start getting sucked in by the crap on the wall. One last thing. Have you ever heard of I'm gonna tell you my most favorite entertainer to ever come out of New York City. And I love LL. LL put on a hell of a performance. But long before LL even come on the scene, and I don't know the KRS-One ever articulates this. I gotta go and check out. Have you ever heard of the legendary Last Poets?
No.
Oh my God.
Tell me who they were.
On the subway, I dug the dude digging on me, but the dude was hung up in a mass of confusion as to who I was. He thought he was trying to see. But you see me, knowing me, black, proud, and determined to be free, could plainly see my enemy. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I know him. I once slaved for him, body and soul, and made him a pile of black gold off the sweat of my labor he stole. But his game is old. We've broken the mental hole. Things must change. There's no limit to our range. He can never understand the new black man, let alone see us writing every day, riding on the subway, 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue, IND, BMT, IRT. He stares endlessly, blinking, blink, 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 blink. He's on the brink, about to sink. I ask you, shall I help him? Can he be saved? No, no, no. Next stop, 125th Street. Shout out to the legendary Last Poets of New York City. That was Brother Suleiman. We got to know our history. If we don't know our history, we bound to repeat it. How can people call you?
Certainly. Number is 1-888-41-BMore. 1-888-412-6688. 412-6673.
6673.
Yep.
And this is BMore Inc.
Yep.
They got another one called Triggers Are Scared of Revolution. You got to check that one out. I don't use the N-word on the show unless I refer to that Caucasian lady called me a name out in the alley. But yeah, Triggers Are Scared of Revolution. You got to check it out. The legendary Last Poets of New York City. Oh my God, 1970. And out in California, they had the Watts Prophets. The Watts Prophets, and the solo artist of that genre was Gil Scott. Brother man, nowadays living in the ghetto, where the danger's show enough real. Well, if he's out late at night and he's got his head on the right, I lay you 9 to 5, he walking with steel, like Harriet Tubman. All right, brother. Anything else you want to add?
No, like I said, thank you for having me on.
You won't be coming back on here, no time. We just try to keep it real, Ed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure you go to 1911party.com or BMoreInc.com .net, and you'll see everything that we're trying to do, that we're working on.
What does BMore stand for?
Baltimore, Maryland Organization for Revitalizing Entrepreneurship.
I really like how you broke that down, especially when I saw Maryland in that. I was like, ooh, you New Yorkers always doing some crafty stuff. You know, you got New Yorkers. All right, Ed Hill. Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. See you later.
Good morning, world.